Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. In this video, I'll be showing you how to create a pocket pull-out card using new products from our capsule collection. So here's an example of what we're going to be putting together in this video. It's a fun pull-out card, features a pretty scene on the front, using our Capsule Cameos autumn set and matching die. And then the pullout is created with our bow bookmark die and our Capsule Basics die, as well as some sentiments from the Thankful and Blessed set. So let's go ahead and put one of these together. I have done a little bit of prep work off camera. I went ahead and hot foiled the largest border from our Capsule Borders 1 hot foil set onto an 8.5 by 5.5 inch panel of dark green cardstock. So from this panel, we're gonna go ahead and do some die cutting. I'm going to die cut the seam and the outer edge from this foiled piece. This is our top layer for our pocket card. So we wanna die cut the top seam from this panel, which is this seam over here. This is going to be the second layer seam, and this is the top one. So we're going to go ahead and die cut that, and also the outer oval edge, which uses this largest plain die from the Capsule Basics set. So I'm going to do these two steps at the same time. Going to go ahead. It's a little bit easier to do them at the same time. And the reason I'm doing the die cutting first rather than the stamping first is I think it's a little bit easier to make sure everything is centered if you're doing the die cutting first versus trying to get the stamp in the right position, center wise, top to bottom, side to side. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of tape to secure both of these dies in place so I can run them through at the same time. Going to take some care to make sure that this seam die is positioned. I'm just going to eyeball it, but right in the center there, side to side, top to bottom. And we'll go ahead and die cut that. Okay, so there is our top layer for our seam. Now we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. I have another panel of dark green cardstock, same color. You could use a different color if you wanted to create more color variants. You could use two different colors of cardstocks, but this one is not hot foiled because we don't need to. It's going to get covered up by the top layer. So I didn't bother hot foiling this one, but I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use the largest plain oval from the Capsule Basics die, and then the other seam die from the Capsule Cameos. I'm just gonna eyeball, make sure that looks like it's centered. Use some tape to secure everything, and then I'll go ahead and die cut this one as well. Okay, so now we have both of our seam layers die cut, both the outer and the inner details. Now I'm going to go ahead and stamp the matching images and heat emboss those. I'm going to be using my Misty to do this. Since I'm using dark colored cardstock and my mat, the foam behind the mat is also dark, I'm actually going to go ahead and put a little bit of, put a piece of grid paper underneath my sticky mat just to provide myself with a little more contrast on that cardstock against the background layer, so I can get that nicely lined up. I will ink that up with some Versamark and then heat emboss it with gold powder. I'll be doing the same thing for both of the seam layers. So our seams are all finished, stamped, heat embossed, and now we can go ahead and assemble the pocket portion of our card. So off camera, I cut two more of the largest Capsule Basics plain ovals from a contrasting color cardstock. And then I also have a floral frame, again cut with the Capsule Basics die and stamped with the floral border from the Capsule Collection Floral Borders stamp set. I have a video for this as well. I'll link it in the description. So we have, these are the pieces that are going to create the pocket portion of our card. So let's go ahead and assemble it. I'm going to start off with one of the plain ovals, and I'm going to adhere the back layer of the scene. This is the one that does not have the hot foiling on it and has that more all over scene. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere that to one of the plain ovals. I'm using my precision glue press. This is from My Sweet Petunia's precision glue press, one of my favorite crafting tools. Works great for intricate die cuts like these. So then we can go ahead and add our top layer scene. This one I'm going to attach with some foam adhesive to give it a little more dimension and kind of pop that up. For some of these smaller areas, I sometimes like to cut my foam dots in half. I just use a scissors to kind of just go down the center of a row of dots, and that will give me some smaller pieces to use on some of these more detailed areas. Then I can go ahead and just attach that, making sure to line up the outer edges of my ovals. Then I'm going to adhere my floral border. And then to create this, so this is the front of our pocket, and then we're going to add the back of our pocket, which is that second plain oval. And to do this, I'm going to use, again, foam adhesive pop dots, and I'm going to just add them along the side edges, leaving the top and the bottom of our oval free so that the pocket can be inserted in and out. So there's our finished pocket, and we can move on to creating the insert, the pullout. So for the pullout, you have a few different options. On this one, I stamped a sentiment, and this is from the Thankful and Blessed stamp set. Or alternatively, this is another fun idea. On this one, I created a little gift card holder. So I used our oblong octagons, hot foil and die. The largest from the set is perfect for creating a little gift card pocket. So let's go ahead and do that on this one today. So I already have all of my pieces die cut and stamped and hot foiled ready to go. So what I have here is I have a couple of ovals that were cut with the Capsule Basics die. For this, I used the largest one, the one step under the smaller scallop. So this one right here, that is what we're going to be using for the pullout. So I have two of those die cut. On one, I stamped the floral border from the Capsule Collection Floral Borders set. I also have the largest oblong octagon from that set, and I hot foiled it with the coordinating hot foil. I'm going to stamp a gift for you sentiment onto this. This is from the oblong octagons stamp set. And then I'm going to adhere that to this stamped oval, and I'm just going to be adding adhesive along the sides of the octagon so that the gift card can slip right behind it. It's the perfect size to fit onto this oval. And then I'll show you a gift card. This is a crumble gift card, perfect for our house. We have crumble addicts in our house. And that just tucks nicely behind there. Now we're gonna go ahead and add the bow, which acts as kind of the catch or the pull for our pullout. This is the bow bookmark die. So I have die cut all of the pieces already off camera. The tails are not quite long enough as is. You can see here, I want them to kind of extend out the bottom. So what I've done is I've die cut two of those, and we'll just extend the tails. But before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and assemble the bow. And once again, I'm going to be using some foam adhesive. I'm going to put a couple of pop dots right here on the top of the bow. See where I'm positioning those. This is going to act as kind of a catch for the pullout so it can't slip down further into the pocket. And this gets topped off with, there's a couple of layers that get added over the top. So the bottom bow loops, and then for the top layer, I'll just add some adhesive to the center and top that off with the top of the bow. And I'm just going to adhere the center so I can kind of pop out those ribbon loops, and then there is a knot detail as well that gets added right to the center. So cute. All right, so we're going to adhere that to the back side of our oval gift card holder. So I'll add some adhesive just along the tails of the bow. As for positioning, it's not so particular. You're just going to want to make sure that, you know, it tucks inside of here so you can't see it. Just give yourself a little bit of room up at the top. You want to make sure you don't put it too far down so that it starts peeking out the bottom, but just kind of give yourself about an inch from the bottom of the bow to the top of that oval. Now to extend the tails, I'm just going to cut them off my second one that I die cut here, and I'll just add them to the back side, using the first one as my positioning guide. I'll just extend them. Gonna go make sure they're about the same length down at the bottom. You can check the length too here. Position this over the top. You can adjust however far you want those peeking out the bottom. I want them a little bit longer, probably about like that. And then to give this a more polished look, I'm going to top it off with a second oval. Just adhere that back to back so that we have a nice finished polished look. So that's all finished, and then we can go ahead and just tuck that in our pocket. It's a fun way to present a gift card. Thanks so much for tuning in, everyone. This project uses products from our latest collection called Hint of Autumn. It focuses on our Capsule Cameos Autumn set, Capsule Basics die, and our Capsule Floral Border stamp set. So thanks so much for joining me, and we'll see you soon.